So gas prices in 2025, what are they even going to look like? And what are gas prices looking like today? Now, you've probably seen the prices at the pumps. You understand prices are coming down. But how quickly are they going to come down under President-elect Donald Trump? Are things going to change? Well, that's what we're going to get to today. But look at this right here. The national average today on December 8th, 2024, it's $3.01. That's pretty good. Prices have been coming down. There's a little more reasonable at the pumps, meaning we can drive. We are not spending as much money on transportation costs and shipping for food. Obviously, good things are coming. So let's break this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So yes, prices are coming down for many reasons, one of which the incoming president. But I want to show you some things first. First off, just look at this, because this map right here shows how many states have gas prices under $3. Look at this.
The price of a gallon of regular gas is now under $3 in 33 states.
So yes, it's $3 or less in 33 states. That's big. That is massive. Okay, look at all these states. Okay, that is really good. Now, what does this mean? Well, it means many different things. Okay, for you to drive to work, costs less money. Go to school, costs less money. For food to go from a distribution center or some facility to the actual store, costs less money. Farmers, they don't have to spend as much money for fuel, for diesel. Okay, that is good news for the U.S. consumer. I want to show you something else though. Listen to this right here.
All right, Patrick, will this downward trend continue, downtrend of gas prices, as Trump takes the Oval Office?
Yeah, I think without a doubt, Stuart. Now, typically, I have to put some caution here that gas prices have bottomed out in late December the last 2 years. This year could be a little bit different. Oil price is still under a bit of pressure, even though OPEC did extend their production cut in.
I want to jump in there really quick. So why are gas prices normally down in December? Well, a lot of it has to do with weather. That's a big one. Okay, and travel for the holidays. Everyone thinks, oh, when you travel for the holidays, prices are going to increase because there's more demand. That is true temporarily, okay? Normally what happens when people travel for, let's say, Thanksgiving or for Christmas is you travel a few days before Thanksgiving or Christmas. Then for those holidays, you spend 2, 3, 4, 5 days not really traveling because you're spending time with friends and family. And then the next days or whatever, you travel back home, right? And so that increases the prices initially before and after, but usually not during. So that's a big issue right there. Let's keep listening.
Into 2025. But for now, as you mentioned, 2 other states also just joined the sub $3 club, Maryland and Florida now, making it 35 states. That's over 105,000 gas stations, Stuart, that are below the $3 a gallon mark. The national average we show at about 301. It's probably going to dip below that $3 a gallon mark here over the weekend, and it may stay there, I think, through late December. And gasoline demand is still pretty soft, so I think the prospect's very bright for lower gas prices as we go into January.
Now, I do want to jump in and say one thing. So he initially said that OPEC delayed one of their production, their output, whether they're going to increase it, decrease it, whatever. So look at this right here. It says OPEC Plus's decision shows Trump's already affecting oil markets. Based off what we're hearing, OPEC, okay, they are, and I'll show this right here. It says OPEC Plus producers on Thursday postponed plans to begin unwinding 2.2 million barrels per day of curbs until at least April 2025. Now, a couple of the reasons why they want to do this, they want to see what Donald Trump's plans are first. Because OPEC wants to keep prices at a certain point. Okay? when prices are up over $100 a barrel, like it's great for them temporarily, right? They're printing money, but it hurts on the back end because consumers can't really pay for it. But when prices are too low, they're not making a lot of money per barrel. That's a problem. So they want to keep it, I believe it's like between $70 and $90 per barrel is where they want to keep prices. Well, obviously we're not really there. But anyway, now I showed you that, but the reason why is because what is Donald Trump going to do? That's the big question. Here's one of the things he could do. Donald Trump may boost energy sanctions on Russia in addition to Iran. Now, Donald Trump he's been fairly friendly with Vladimir Putin of Russia, but here's where things could actually turn. If Donald Trump decides that, okay, we are going to place more sanctions on Russia, harsher sanctions on Russia, if they decide to not agree to a peace deal with Ukraine. If that happens, then we could see there be a push for higher gas prices, okay, because oil would become a little bit more expensive. Okay, that's the first thing that could happen with Donald Trump in office. Keep in mind, in this first term, Donald Trump was fairly friendly with Russia, although he did place sanctions on Russia. He did give Ukraine, I think, anti-missile, tanks or something like that. He did give them stuff. So he did put pressure on Russia. Here's the other one. If Donald Trump decides to sanction Iran due to their attacks on Israel, due to their continuing threats by having Iranian proxies like Hezbollah, Hamas, the Yemen Houthis, who have been striking ships in the Red Sea. Yeah, if we sanction Iran, okay, place harsh sanctions on Iran or the countries that are purchasing oil from them, this could hurt them. This would limit how much they could actually give to Hamas, to Hezbollah, and the Yemen Houthis. Again, it could be another play here. So, if we do sanction Iran, though, I believe they produce like 2.2 million barrels a day or something like that. I could be wrong there, but again, I think it's something like that. Anyway, so that would push oil prices up a little bit. As far as what we do with Venezuela, again, could push prices up, at least what we know. Now, here's where things could actually go down. If Donald Trump is able and successfully able to negotiate a peace deal between Ukraine and Russia, that's going to push prices down. Okay, so that's going to push prices down right there. The other thing is he made it very clear that the U.S. is going to produce more oil during his second term. So the United States will not be so reliant on other countries. We're going to produce our own oil. We'll make sure we're self-reliant. That's another thing that's going to push prices down. Here's where things get tricky, though. Donald Trump and many other business owners have also made it very clear, starting on January 1st, they want people back in the office. 5 days a week, back in the office. Amazon saying 5 days a week, back in the office. Guess what that does? It pushes prices up because there's actually more demand. Supply is going to stay the same. Demand is going to increase. That means prices are going to go up. But this is where things get interesting. And this is where it comes down to OPEC. OPEC is waiting to see what Donald Trump decides to do. If he is going to help push prices up, then OPEC may decide, you know what, we're going to unwind these cuts. We're going to produce more. Or they could say, you know what, we're actually, he's doing too much. He's pushing prices down. So we're actually going to extend these cuts a little bit further, and we're going to keep prices exactly where they are. Again, it comes down to supply and demand. That's the big thing. So, based off what we know, prices for gas under Donald Trump are likely going to go down. But are they going to go down to the dollar range? No. Okay, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Based off what we're hearing, even from the expert from Gas Buddy, he is saying that no, prices are likely not going to go down because of taxes. Taxes are the big issue. And this is where another thing comes into play. Depending on where you live, okay, if you live over on the West Coast, chances are you're going to pay more in taxes. This is Washington State, Oregon, California, okay, Nevada, Arizona. You're likely going to pay a little bit more in taxes. That's where you're going to get hit. So we'll see what happens moving forward. All I can tell you right now is the good news is gas prices are going to come down. They'll likely stay in the lower $3 range on average, or upper $2 range on average throughout the United States for most likely the next year. But things could ultimately change depending on what Donald Trump decides to do. So I will leave you with that, but that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.